Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus, SUV Talk. Recently, managing editor Jill Ciminillo had a chance to go to Detroit, Michigan to drive the new 2021 Ford F-150. Now, this has a new hybrid powertrain they call the Power Boost. There's also Powerstroke, which is available later out in the year. And she got to drive both of them back-to-back towing, as well. She got to drive the Power Boost, the hybrid to start with, on a fuel economy kind of drive. She didn't do hand calculation because of the timing situation, but she got some really interesting feedback on how she was driving with an eco screen and what her driving habits were, and she could show us on the screen what the fuel economy was she got. We also get some interesting driving impressions from her as far as her thoughts on the truck and how it drives around town, how it drives around the rural country roads there in Michigan. And again, that towing is really interesting because she drives the Powerstroke and the Power Boost kind of back to back, the hybrid versus the diesel. Now, Jill isn't a big person who tows all the time, but it was really interesting to get her feedback on what she felt in the cabin, and also some conversation about different springs and bounce and how the trailer reacts to different setups of the truck. So it's really good information. Let's go ahead and go out to Jill and watch the video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
All right, today I am driving the 2021 Ford F-150 Power Boost model. So this is the hybrid right here, and so far I've been really impressed. It is definitely a large vehicle, but it drives smaller than it feels, and I think part of it is the design of the hood, because it slopes down so that you can see over the front edge of it. Even in my petite driving position, I feel like I have really good visibility out of all of the windows. Another thing that is super impressive is the fact that it is really quiet in this vehicle. Wind noise, ambient noise, engine noise, all of that is kept to a minimum, and I feel like the interior volume is peaceful. So we're driving on some rural roads in Michigan, and they're not the smoothest thing. And I felt like the F-150 handles it pretty well. There's a little bit of bobble, a little bit of bump, but for the most part, I think this is really comfortable, and it would be very easy to take a long road trip in this car because not only are the seats comfortable, but the ride and handling is just smooth as well. Now, we do happen to be in the limited model, so the seats are extra plush and cushy, and I believe I noticed a massage function on there that I may be checking out sometime soon. I did engage the adaptive cruise control for a little bit, and I thought it worked really well. It kept a nice, safe, but not too far away distance between me and the vehicle in front of me, and as the vehicle slowed down, the F-150 didn't have this herky-jerky reaction to the decreasing speed. So it decelerated smoothly and came all the way to a stop. Now, in addition to being the limited version, this is also a Power Boost model. So it is the hybrid, and in the brief amount of time that I've been driving it, I've hardly noticed when the engine is kicking on and off and when it's in all-electric mode versus when it is in gasoline mode. So I've been very impressed so far with how this hybrid system works. I think some of it probably has to do with the fact that there's a lot of sound deadening and quietness in the vehicle, so I'm not noticing as much, but I also don't feel the engine stuttering or starting and stopping. So I think that is also really impressive for this vehicle, and especially for a vehicle of this size. So for the first go at a hybrid in a pickup truck, I think Ford has done a really good job. At least that's what I'm seeing in my brief drive so far. Another thing I'd like to point out about this is the seats are soft without being squishy. In some vehicles where the headrests are really soft and plush, I find my head bouncing. And in this vehicle, I did not see that happen at all. So I definitely appreciate the fact that there's support and some softness here without being bouncy. All right, I just finished an hour and a half in this vehicle. We did 52.9 miles, and I averaged 21.3 miles per gallon. You can look over here at the eco score, or the eco behavior, and I think I did pretty well there. That's an all A report card. I can handle that. So my speed was good, my deceleration was okay, and my acceleration was fairly decent as well. So I wasn't being terribly kind. I wasn't trying to hypermile or anything, and still got 21.3 miles per gallon. All right, so we have swapped power boosts. I am in a different version, so I'm no longer in the limited model, but I am now doing a tow exercise, and I'm towing just more than 7,000 pounds. I think he said it was 7,061 pounds. So let's see how this goes. They did have everything set up before I got into the vehicle, so I didn't have to do any of the adjustments or changes in the screen, and I'll try and have somebody walk me through that as well, so stay tuned, because there are some really cool features on there where they can, you know, set your trailer, you know, monitor the miles that you are putting on the trailer, and all sorts of other really cool things. So I would say stay tuned and keep watching, because we'll have a little bit more on how these vehicles are set up to tow. Now I have to admit, I don't tow a lot. I only on programs like this, and I think everything I learned from Tim. So if I do anything wrong, it's totally Tim's fault. But it's really weird for me, because you can't, you've got the mirror adjusted and you can't see behind you. And so trying to make sure that you stay in the lines and keep the trailer behind you and don't do anything bad is always a challenge. I have a huge respect for anybody who tows on a regular basis.
Trailer tow, we're going to make a stop up here. Please stay in the same lane until you turn.
Because we don't have a guide with us, we have walkie-talkies, so I may occasionally have to stop and pay attention. All right, so they said left lane only, don't go more than 55 miles an hour, and there are 4 stop signs. You can definitely feel the weight of the trailer behind me. It is a little bit herky-jerky. I'm at about 46 miles per hour right now, and so I definitely feel the weight behind me. But I will say this road is not terribly smooth either. All right, so going up a incline right now. And again, I can feel the pull of the trailer. I don't know if you can see my head bobbing a little bit, but I am definitely feeling it. But this is more than 7,000 pounds. So there is that. I don't know if this is supposed to be a stop sign or not. I don't think so. I think this is supposed to be a stop sign. So we're on the Ford Proving Grounds, and they have roads for different things. So some have rough pavement, some have, you know, smooth pavement. They wanted us to stay in the left lane because the right lane has some different things that, you know, I noticed some moguls and some bumps and things like that. Okay, so it doesn't stop as fast as maybe you would want it to. But, you know, you plan ahead, you're driving a trailer. Going up another incline now. About 46. You can hear the engine. There, I'm like at about 53, 52. But the Proving Grounds, you know, they have nice up and down roads for you to really get a feel of what the trailer feels like, you know, what it feels like. Okay, so now we're going downhill. and you can feel it picking up speed. It's pretty smooth. And then as soon as, you know, we leveled off, you can feel the trailer kind of pulling again. I don't remember this in the previous generation F-150. I almost wonder if something isn't wrong, or, I mean, maybe it's just the sheer weight of what I'm pulling behind me. But again, not an experienced tower here. I don't know, this just feels a little bouncy to me. Not as smooth as what I would have expected. I may try and go and take something else out and see if I experience the same thing. All right, so I've switched vehicles, but I'm still towing about 7,000 pounds. So we'll see if it feels any different. This is a diesel version, so Powerstroke model. It's like this, being short, it's this constant set, reset. All right, and we are in a King Ranch model. All right, so immediately this is a little bit louder. That's the first thing that I noticed. I will say it does feel like there's a little less bounce. I mean, I'm still a little bit bouncy, but it doesn't feel like, I don't feel the weight of the truck pulling, or the weight of the trailer pulling as much as I did in the Power Boost model. And I think it's the similarly sized trailer. All right, so we're rounding the first corner here. You know, it feels pretty solid. It definitely feels a little bit less bouncy. You know, acceleration definitely also feels a little faster than it did in the Power Boost model. A little bit more seamless. But again, this is diesel. This is kind of what these engines are supposed to do. Oh, a lot less bounce. Felt the little tug right there, but I mean, I'm not feeling it constantly. All right, and here we are going down a little bit and a little dip, so 55 miles an hour. And we'll have a little bit of an incline coming up with a left turn. I feel sway. I'm beginning to think it is the weight of the trailer. But I would say the diesel feels a little smoother, both in terms of the power output as well as the shifting and just the overall comfort of the towing capability. Okay, I felt a tug there. I'm slowing down, going downhill. Okay, you can really hear it downshifting as I'm coming up and slowing down, coming up to a stop.
Okay, you mentioned that you experienced some bounce when you were driving with the trailer on the road. Some of that could be multiple factors contributing. One truck you drove had a max trailer tow package. The other truck you drove had a heavy duty trailer tow package. They have different spring rates. They have different ratings. Another factor is these trailers are long, and they have 33 feet long. That you have leaf springs on the trailers. And so as the trailer breathes behind you, it can also cause the truck to breathe a little bit. And so you'll feel some of the bounce that you're talking about. And then one of the other factors, where we're driving right now, our surfaces are designed such that there are going to be some undulations in the road that will induce that naturally, just because we've purposely put that in the surfaces up here at the test track. I'm Scott Leonardi, and I'm going to take you through the towing tile feature screen in sync. So we've got a towing features tile. Here we can do a connection checklist. We can set it up for conventional. So it'll show you the different steps, hooking the hitch, the electrical, the chains. It'll take you through all the steps. You can do the same for a gooseneck. It'll give you a different style of trailer to hook up. And you can do the same for a fifth wheel. That'll show you how to hook it up. And then you can also add your trailer. So if you have multiple trailers, you can name it. And I'll name this one RV1 or RV2 since I did that. And then trailer type. So this trailer is conventional. So we want conventional. Okay, I'm going to save it. And it'll save it. Now it wants to know what brakes do I have on this truck. So I have electric brakes on the truck. If I had a trailer with electric over hydraulic, I could switch. I save it. And now what do I want my brake effort to be? Low, medium, or high? I can change it and save it. Go to blind spot setup. So trailer tow with blind spot. Is this trailer less than 9 feet and length is less than 33 feet? Yes. So I'm going to cheat this one a little bit because it is 33 feet. But let's say I'm towing a 24-foot trailer. It will set up my trailer tow blind spot system to account for that trailer sitting back behind the truck. I can change, so my gain here is the same gain that I have set here on my trailer brake controller. If I change the gain here, it will chain and store here. If I hook up a second trailer to this truck and come back to this trailer, and I select this trailer as my active trailer, all of the settings that are tied to this trailer then will be active, including the gain, including the type of brakes, including the setup. You can also go to the trailer connection notification, trailer sway control. So notification will tell you if your trailer is disconnected for some reason while you're driving. Trailers, or before you leave, trailer sway control is on typically by default because when you're towing you want that on. You can manage your trailers. I think one of these has, you can set up Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which needs to be calibrated. It has a harness that gets attached. You can do Smart Trailer Navigation Setup. So you put your length, let's say it's 24 feet. My width, let's say it's 7 feet on this trailer. My height, 7 feet. I'm gonna go up because I think it's taller. And I'll go 10 feet. And my weight, so this trailer is less than 10,000 pounds. Whoops, hands are wrong. Less than 10,000 pounds, so I would set it to 7,500. It doesn't matter for this trailer, but now when I tow a trailer that is the max for our truck, it's gonna be 14K or 12.7 for this truck. When you do your navigation, it will avoid certain roads. Let's say the weight limit on a certain road is 10K because there's a bridge there in that area. It will avoid in your route those roads where this trailer will exceed that that weight limit for the bridge. I did throw blind spots, trailer trip. So trailer trip will give you your, because we didn't tow with this active, it will give you your mileage for this trailer. So if you want to do 50,000 miles and you want to change the brake pads or you want to service the axle, you can track, if you make it active every time, how many miles you went to know when you did it. And then it'll also track what your fuel economy is while towing with that trailer. I think that's it.
All right, so we've just spent the day driving the 2021 Ford F-150, and I have to say I'm really impressed. It's comfortable, it is fast. You know, I spent most of my time in the hybrid, and it was very smooth. I did some towing with the hybrid, I did some towing with the diesel. I liked the diesel better, but you know, as we heard from one of the Ford experts, there was a reason why there was a little bit more bounce for the power boost versus the diesel. overall, first impressions of this truck are really good. I have a good driving position, good visibility out all of the windows, and I just generally think that Ford has done a great job with this truck. So I can't wait to see how it does once I get it into Chicago and see how it does in a city environment. Out here in the country in Michigan, I felt pretty comfortable driving it.